Do you think people who won't change aspects of their life or change anything really, is that a lack of conscientiousness? Is that no faith within themselves? Is that something that can change?
We are 50% hardwired and 50% malleable. Our childhood is devastatingly important to the rest of our lives because things will really hardwire when you're young. If you build in a problem, there's an area of the brain called the basal ganglia, which is often referred to as the gearbox of the brain. So your ability to let go of a past trauma or something like that. Mm-hmm. As far as I can tell, my basal ganglia is just a big sack of fluid and I don't latch onto anything, for better and worse. It makes some parts of my life better, it makes some parts of my life worse. But I never get stuck in anything because I can just let go of whatever and move on. But the bad news is it means I can't hold on to things that I want to hold on to. So I have to constantly reinforce something. If I want to remember it and use it, I've got to reinforce.
Oh, interesting.
Or it will just
okay, I feel like I'm
disappear.
kind of similar to that.
Let me be very clear to people that actually understand the brain. I'm obviously oversimplifying. I'm just giving people landmarks so they can sort of follow the logic. If something happens to you by nature and you just already have a stiff gearbox, and then trauma occurs and you hardwire that, no, this stimulus really does mean bad thing. And so now you've got the double whammy of I'm just naturally not able to let things go. And I've now had this trauma that reinforces that I shouldn't let it go because this is really dangerous. And so now you meet them again in their 40s and they've just lived by that. So they've literally hardwired. It's a process called myelination. The anxiety response, the fear triggers, whatever, become the most efficient pathways in the brain because that's just where they've lived over all those years. And so quite literally, the electrical chemical signals travel most rapidly and efficiently in that pattern.